Howdy, folks. You're listening to Demon Dayz, an actual play podcast with a focus on fiends and the friends who play them. We're back after a little bit of a break, and we've got a bunch of new episodes for your enjoyment, so we can't wait for you to listen to those. Wanted to give a quick shout out to KiloWhat, who does the artwork for our show. Amazing as always. Go check out her stuff. All the important links will be in the show description. And then I also wanted to point out that we have a Discord where all of us hang out, have a great time talking about all things nerdy, all things tabletop. There's something there for everyone, so come hang out with us. We can't wait to see you there. Let's get on with the show, shall we?
Friends, fiends, bring me your best ale in your largest What? You only serve wine here. Oh, well, I guess bring me some of that stuff. Bullshit. Anyway, when last we spoke, our heroes had returned to their keep to find Fetter's father waiting for them with his ship in tow and an offer to set up a supply line. We pick up our story as Fetter and Yewsiff return from their successful reunion to find an odd smell waiting for them. Let's not waste another minute and leap right into these Demon Dayz.
When moving into a new home, there's a window of time where you feel like a stranger in a strange land, where every morning is a panic as you try to figure out just where the hell you are and how you got there. For those of you who have purposefully not set down roots, the panic is of a different sort, the kind of panic of prey who knows it's being hunted or thinks it's being hunted. Stop moving and you die, that sort of thing. Of course, these feelings usually last but a moment and give way to the regular concerns of the day. And, Taslinn, your concerns of the day are kinda strange. You recently bathed in the secret hot springs, and when you got out, you could have sworn you smelled fine. But now you notice a sour smell that seems to emanate from you. Best approximation is an aged dairy smell, kind of like bad cheese or old milk that has set out in the sun, combined with maybe a day's sweat of like a miner. It starts out light enough to where you can't place it, but after a little bit of time, it's noticeable from about 10 feet away. It's only when you hear a soft chuckle in the back of your mind from your new sword, pal, that you put two and two together. Attuning to your new sword has bestowed some detriments, and also some benefits. And for the rest of them, I have to go a little out of character for this.
Did you give me a yeast infection?
I was going to say, this feels like a UTI.
Did you?
Are UTIs?
Yeah, it's rotting.
Like, did you give me a yeast infection,
Yeah.
John?
One of the detriments is a sour stench from 10 feet away, and that was one of the ones you rolled.
Be like, flotsam. Go get some cranberry juice.
That was
Yes.
one of the ones okay.
Yes.
So that's why I did all those rolls. Okay.
Yes. And I meant to bring it sooner, but this just... I remembered.
100%. D&D UTI.
You bathed in all the things that were covering the stench are now gone.
So there's that. As a minor benefit, out of character, while attuned to your sword, you gain proficiency in history. So you can mark a proficiency in history.
Okay, we'll see how long this lasts because
I was
she
gonna
is
say-
super fucking vain and she will
Is it
she will drop that fucking sword for smell.
worth smelling like ass? to know all of space and the secrets of space and time.
When I rolled that out, when I saw the roll and I got there, I was like, oh no. Oh yes.
Yeah. She will be like, I'm sorry, our time has come to an end.
A major benefit is while attuned, you can use an action to cast the 4th level spell Fire Shield. After casting the spell, roll a d6. On a roll of 1 to 5, you can't cast it again until the next dawn. And I'll be sending all this to you.
Okay.
But I'm just doing this for codifying it on the podcast. So then we have the sour stench, and then the major detriment. As a bonus action, you have to draw blood either from yourself or from a willing or incapacitated creature within your reach using the weapon. And the subject takes 1d4 damage, and then you may use it. Any of its features.
So, it's too bad that I have to, like, part of me is like, I would totally bottle up the period blood. And just like,
Oh, sure.
be like,
Does this work?
take that, fucker.
I think it means, according to
Yeah,
the
if
rule-
it's the D4, then it has to be like fresh drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's not. There's the thought of like, really?
That's around?
That's what you thought like would deter me? I would not. No, the blood drawing is not a thing. However,
I figured this, like, weirdly enough, just for everyone, I figured it might be the smell. I was like, let's see where this goes. Let's see.
Oh, it's gonna be great. Stand by. Stand by for station.
oh yeah, like as I'm up in the room and we're having this discussion, I'm like, the blood is not the thing. Like that's fine. Totally.
Wait, drawing blood is
just-
fine. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Like no problem there. But I take a sniff at my armpits. But this, our time might be over.
You can certainly try to part ways. Really, the smell, like.
Yes, the smell. Yes.
The sword doesn't know who he's met. The sword does not understand.
You if you want to underestimate me about parting ways, that's fine. But I mean, there's an easy way that we can just fix all of this. You can choose not to make me smelly, and all will be fine. Otherwise, yeah, the sun has set, my friend.
Well, I would say for the sake of this, if you want to spend time trying to de-attune, we'll probably do a contested roll of some kind.
How is the smell real bad already?
It's 10 foot, 10
right.
feet from you.
Yep.
Can be smelled.
Yep.
Are you going to deal with this before they get to you to talk to you, or are you going to let them? Because I'm picturing this happening probably as they're coming back, but that's just me. What depends on how you guys are wanting to do this. I know we ended last time on a little bit of everyone was returning, everyone had plans on what to do, so we're kind of in a limbo here.
I mean, the way we're set up on the map right now, it might be Yewsiff just going.
Because I feel like, Taslinn, you would have noticed before they got here, or like,
Yeah.
you would have noticed it first.
Would she though?
I would.
With the way with as powerful as it gets. And
It's my own BO. I would.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes you don't smell yourself.
Sweetie.
Sometimes you don't smell yourself. Others of us.
some people have a
to
higher.
understand that as a woman, I am more aware of when I'm ovulating or about to start my period just simply from my own smell.
That's fair.
So I would know.
What's going on, Fetter?
What's up?
Yeah. So you guys, you can play how you know that you're stinky before they catch wind of it, so to speak. So you have a moment before interacting with them.
So
to-
knowing that, I would specifically go off to try and de-attune because that is not a thing that I am.
That is not okay.
That is not okay.
So perhaps for sake of it, maybe they're coming back. They see you wandering just out in the main hall or something. You see them arriving, and then you're just like, you book it. Unless you want to be secretive.
I see them arriving, and I just kind of like turn around, start walking away, and just like wave over them, just like, see ya.
Lotsum, I told you to get all the dead shit out of here. What the
Yep.
fuck?
Yep, he can keep taking that Fetter.
What is that smell?
Yep.
Trails.
Seriously, Lotsum!
Rotting meat?
You're hearing this. Coming.
I thought you said that the rotting death tree was out of here. I thought you said you got rid of it.
Eggs?
Like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, I've got the Prestidigipen out in front of me like a can of Febreze. And I'm just like waving it just at a mystery cloud that I can't.
There is a smell here. What is wrong?
Don't play a dumb Modron. I don't have traditional senses bullshit with me right now. And I understand that I'm uniquely attuned to, like, this is the first time that, like,
Your passives are playing
my
against you.
26 passive perception is just like, Flotsam, look me dead in the eye.
Its chest looks up at you, like its head tilts back.
That's fucking weird. Okay. Something died in here. And like
Talking about, like, the tree that we killed? Or
no, something
the minions?
you threw some Jorgar off the... Are you sure, like, one didn't, like, crawl under a bench or something? Like, I need... Like, listen, I'm like no stranger to... I grew up in Dis. Do you understand? Like, piles of meat in the streets. But, like, whatever the fuck this is, like, you must... Here, take the pen. You find whatever's causing this, and you get it the fuck out of my house before my hand gets here. Do you understand me?
Roger. He stays there for a moment.
I will deprogram you in without a moment's hesitation.
Fetter, calm down. It's fine. We'll find it.
I mean, I know you have like your own kind of like furry musk about you, but like
I don't know what you're saying.
Can you like here, stand right here.
Okay.
And I'll like move over pretty much to right where Taslinn had like passed through. Like stand right here. Breathe out with just breathe the whole way out. And then suck it all in. Just suck it.
I don't smell anything.
Holy fuck. I'm going insane.
I rolled
mind.
percentiles to see if it was gone yet, and it just dispersed.
Okay.
Right before I smelled.
I'm losing my mind then. It's finally happened. Yewsiff, and I just cup your little hand. And I'm like, it might be finally happening.
What? I don't understand what you smell.
Like,
and now you smell it, and it's not there because she's gone.
I mean, no, it was here. Like, it was bad.
I don't.
Was
smell.
it me? What's up? Give me the pen back.
He's right there.
And I'm like, yeah, I like it.
He's right there.
I scream
before Flotsam like starts to turn around. I quickly hang on, and I lift up his arm and smell like under his armpit. I'm like, it's not you. I don't smell anything. I don't.
I'm just like at this
about.
point, like hypochondriac, like myself, just like blowing.
Okay.
I mean, like snuff boxes. They were big like 500 years ago in Dis, and everyone was like, why does everyone need snuff? Now I would feel like, Flotsam, clean, go. Why are you standing here? Go. You should be doing things. Like, we're on a schedule. Like,
Okay. And he starts to move off in a fairly random direction, just looking. The chest is turning as he's trying to figure out what else to clean for the moment, which at that point we'll switch over to Taslinn, who is sequestered away into the arcanum.
I hear like the conversation floating down, and I'm just like, you hear that, Sword? Yeah, that's why this can't happen. Mm-hmm.
Again, this has never been a sticking point for anyone who has used this.
That's fine. You learn something new every day.
Listeners, if you could see Johnny Recker's face right now, it is. It speaks a thousand
I love in
words.
the annals of stories told across the multiverse about the Sword of Cass, passing from hand to hand, hero to hero, across aeons and generations.
Like, you had enormous power, but the stench, my God.
Like, I just want to see, like,
I had to camp away from everyone.
like just like a montage of like portraits of all of the wielders.
And all of them are just like,
Yeah, and then we just slow push and on Taslinn.
Her portrait is just of a...
with just like a really just sour look on her face of just great displeasure.
That's the caption underneath the portrait.
Oh,
Great
God
displeasure.
damn it.
Yeah, you do not understand the detriment that this will have over the course of just like everything of my life.
Change all that you know.
There is a specific way that I go about things that requires me to, be pleasant to people. And this it hinders that. So no.
Down the hall, you just see Fetter like, maybe we just call this whole thing with Tiamat off and just go straight to Sky Point. What if we just go straight to Sky Point?
That is an absolute Sword. Let's go. We're done. Nope.
All right, you can attempt to let's roll a
God, I can't
contested arcana.
I can't wait for you to get sucked into like a Final Fantasy like pocket dimension fight with like just a giant 100-foot tall floating sword, and we won't know anything about it.
16.
16. Mm-hmm. You're arguing back and forth, like you're going at it mentally with this sword, and he's giving you other reasons, like, I give you power. We can destroy the evil hand of...
Don't
and
care.
it just suddenly goes quiet.
Yep, suck it, bitch.
And the sword feels heavy, even so much so that you drop it. Clang, clang, and it just lands in there, and it takes a bit. But you notice the smell lessening.
Yep.
And with it, the benefits as well start to dissipate. You sense there was that extra bit of knowledge you had start to fade away. But the smell takes the longest.
Because fuck you, that's
So-
why.
Let's see how...
As I drop
Oh,
it and the
God.
smell is taking time to dissipate, I'm just like, I leave it there on the floor and I go, you're going to stay there and think about your actions for a little while. Think about everything that we could have had you not done that specific thing. So maybe if I come back and we can renegotiate, you will leave that off the table.
The sword just sits there.
I know it can hear me. That's fine. I don't need it to talk. I do not need it to talk back. It's actually better that it's not talking back right now. So,
Yeah, your mind is also cleared in a weird way. Like you didn't know your glasses were dirty and you washed them. And suddenly like, wait a minute. Can I see in HD now? Like, holy fuck. It's that change, but in your mind that there was an oppressive presence that was just light enough that you didn't really realize it until it was gone. And, yeah, the sword just lays there.
yep. Just
You are
take some
free
time.
for... Well, the smell will take about another hour to dissipate, however.
I'll kill an hour.
Okay, you're just chilling in there.
Yep. And quite literally just after think about your actions. Like,
She kicks the sword into a corner.
I'm trying to remember, John. Did we bring back with us like a little bit of supplies from the ship, from the other before we sent them off?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, given meeting up with them, you wouldn't have just gone back,
back
like,
and
hi, Father,
yeah.
got to see her better, gone.
Yeah.
They did provision you a little bit, enough to where they could...
Food and drink and
Yeah.
okay.
And
I gave them some Keotum's ointment.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Just so they were able to, because they didn't have a healer, per
Yeah.
se.
I do remember that they'll probably... Drago will probably try to reach out to you, Fetter, just from what you know of setting off
Yeah.
trips, to try and get a path to chart a supply route for you guys. That hasn't been established.
Sure.
Too much of it was just reunion.
Yeah.
And then just giving some basic supply trade back and forth.
Yeah.
So they're still working on their ship, which they haven't even christened, given a name yet.
Sure.
They're still a little bit of ways.
What was the timetable for them leaving?
About 24 hours. So
Okay, cool. All right. Well, we have a day.
which, if there's anything else you need to do during that time, we can push to that 24 hours. That's the next thing on the docket.
Yeah.
But you have some time in between now to prepare, do anything else.
I think I'm trying to nest with like very little twigs. You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to like make the place presentable erratically. And at some point I'll go find Taslinn and try to just discuss like what her thoughts are with the teleportation circles and if we think that we can get that stuff to Tiamat. I'm not going to do any of it until my dad's gone, but... And I think that, like, maybe at dinner that night when everybody's together, I just want to be like, all right, so everyone, I do really appreciate, I know it's been tough. We're trying to rest and relax a little bit. I appreciate everything everyone's doing to get the house tip-top, or at least as close as we can manage before my aunt gets here. But here, I just, Sunny, pay attention, and Flotsam, yes, look at me. Okay. I just want to make sure that all together... a merchant friend of ours brought some supplies. We do not know the name of that merchant, correct? Yes?
Correct. Who are you talking about?
I mean, if it's a friend, wouldn't we have a name for them?
Drago. I don't know. Help me make something up.
Steve.
Come on, that sounds like a made-up name. But like, do we know any what other captains? Do we know any captains? Maybe Horatio? We just say Horatio. Let's just say Horatio.
Sure, Horatio.
No mention of my dad, okay? And I just like, he wasn't here, he was never here. You've never met him. We've never encountered him. He's lost in the world, okay? Yes?
So,
Yes.
Horatio, flying ship, all that, just not your dad.
Just Drago Barenthal might as well be dead or on another plane of existence. Like, we've never met him, we don't know anything about him. If you feel like you're gonna have a hard time lying, don't say anything at all, okay? Because at some point Tiamat will ask. I think there's more pressing business at hand, but that's like the one rule here, okay?
Taslinn, you're there too.
No, I am specifically hiding out.
Okay.
Like, even though the spell dissipated, we can never be safe.
Okay.
So I'm still in there.
I hope Taz is working on those. I really think she's going to get those teleportation circles up and running. It's going to be great. I don't feel weird about any of this. All very good. Last list because tomorrow morning I'm going to go check in with my father before he departs. Any other things that we want them to get for us? Interesting list? Anyone? I mean, who knows how long it'll take to get back. So I really think it should be like big ticket, like more chaise lounge than like +3 longsword, you know what I mean? Like,
How is a +3 longsword not big ticket?
yeah, but like, who knows? We're probably not going to be here. Like, it's going to take him like 2 weeks or longer to go and get that and come back. Like, we've got shit to do. So,
well, John, what is the state of the keep? Like, how much? Like, for instance, to draw your attention to this huge pile of furniture and shit in the courtyard here that is just trashed. Yeah. Like, how much basic outfitting? If this were ESO and I had to buy gear for a new house I just bought, how much would I be spending? Like, how livable is this place right now?
Because Flotsam went around and collected all the broken furniture and all the like trash wood and all the bullshit and
Right.
put it all in a pile.
Put it all in a pile, right.
Yeah.
Which, that I understand. I'm actually going to give him orders to any of the wood that is usable for firewood. I want him to turn to charcoal so that I have for the...
Oh, I probably would have had Sunny burn that while you guys were...
Gone.
Yeah. After Flotsam finished
Collecting all the trash.
putting it in a pile would have been like Sunny, light it up. Easy disposal.
So
I'll have Flotsam try and get whatever charcoal he can out of that burn pile for later.
Okay, so that's still kind of in the process of burning down, and Flotsam is there doing what he can and monitoring that. In fact, this little diversion to tell him what to do, he's like, okay, cool, gotta go back to pile. And he starts making his way back to the kind of the open cathedral area where all the wood piles are.
And then remind me, there was the Raven Queen gave me, or no, not Raven Queen.
She, Eldath, mentioned
Eldath
to you that there was an
mentioned.
ally to you around.
Yeah.
Who is aware of your struggle with Kania. Paraphrasing.
But it was something of like, because one of these is wearing Eldath insignia, right?
I don't know if
No.
that's anything we have to pay attention to right now. Like, I don't... Are those... I
There
don't
was
remember.
no-
Are those statues, or are they
Those were the
just-
statues.
Those are statues.
Okay.
Yeah, there was no Eldath insignia on the statues. There were Kania markings on the armor.
Oh, right. Was it the tiefling or the...
The tiefling, yeah.
Okay.
And Flotsam helped you guys move them into a more centralized place within there and just set them down.
I'd be giving her a look-see then.
Oh, would you?
Yeah.
Upper skirt.
Upper skirt.
Okay. So this is after the meeting then.
Yeah.
Fetter kind of gave everyone the pep talk, and
Horatio was our contact that brought us these small supplies and that we sent back out to get other stuff.
okay.
Anytime throughout the day, somebody's kind of been like knocked on the thing, being like, "Hey, Tess, everything good? Yep, everything's fine. Done it. Just yep,
Sonny checks in every once in a while just to see if you're okay. Hope
Come back.
everything's
Yep.
Hope everything's good.
yep, great, good. Come back later. Thanks, bye."
Okay. And then she reports to Fetter and Yewsiff, just like, she seems fine. She seems busy.
No need to come in.
Very hurried to get me away from there. So, and then she goes about her business, examining the courtyard area there, because that had the vicious vegetation there, and so she's looking around to see what's salvageable and doing general garden work, because it does remind her of home. Which then, yeah, Yewsiff, you are in the cathedral there, in the northwest wing, examining this tiefling that bears the markings of Kania, especially the elite blackguard.
Did Flotsam move the Illithid statue into here as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Just grabbed all the statues.
Got it.
So I'm thinking that perhaps Tiamat might be able to tell us about our horned friend there. Maybe. And might be able to source who this band of adventurers was. So she's also had enough experience in the great wide world that perhaps she's aware of, I don't know, some manner of mass petrification spell or event or trap. So, we can put her on a bit of house business. But again, it depends on how open and forthright we want to be. I'm going to talk our own business, and I just want to assure you, and I put a hand up on your shoulder, and it's like that none of your complicated history or anywhere inner workings or any of that are going to be a topic of conversation that I'm going to give away. So if you have any, I don't know, I imagine she'll maybe just want to speak to me, maybe speak to all of us, but I don't want you to feel like I'm going to jeopardize any of your own ongoing issues. So I just want you to know that.
I appreciate that. Not gonna lie, as he's looking at this statue of these Tania markings, like, I have zero desire to go back there. Although I'd be a fool to think that it wasn't a possibility at some point.
I must admit that some of my comfort lavishing in my infernal heritage probably comes from the fact that this is a bit of a distance from that grand august seat at the middle of everything, and I'm sure in Cania it looms much larger and its shadow much darker. So
You've never been?
no, we had plenty to do, and honestly, before my recent, outskirts, have kind of had plenty to do in this. If anyone was called forward or deeper, it was Augur or Tiamat. But still too young in the organization, as they say, to have journeyed too much farther than Avernus. Sure, everyone's been there, but yeah, not much deeper than this, really.
It's very cold. Very cold.
Sure. I can imagine. Well, I probably can't imagine, but I can imagine not imagining.
Tossing yourself in the water would be a way to kill yourself.
Sure. Sounds unpleasant.
He's just kind of lost in his own thoughts a little bit. He's like, Mephistopheles, and this is as much as I don't want to be a part of anything to do with any of that, his will is undeniable. To the point where he stood in the cold until it no longer affected him.
Interesting.
And he's looking at the black guard set, and he's like, my life would be very different had I gone that path. I don't know what it would have been, but, well, I'd probably be wearing armor similar to this. And it raises a lot of questions.
Certainly will. All told, I have to admit, I think that Chesterfield and your experience here, your belief in the elders and Eldath, and I don't know, I appreciate it. I appreciate you. So, I don't know. Maybe this is the panicked nerves talking, but that's all I gotta say about that. And I'll just kind of squeeze the upper part of his arm and kind of be like, I'll leave you to it, yeah?
No kiss.
Yeah, no. No kiss.
Oh, Taz, you're back.
Just Taz's head just leaning into the...
No kiss.
Where have you been?
I'm not actually.
No.
Oh, you said something. I thought I heard you.
No.
You just hear it distantly from the sigil room. It's like,
Damn it, she's scrying again. What do you need from me for this meeting to go the way you want? Should I just make myself scarce?
No, I think that... Here's what I'm hoping to get some elucidation on. What's our connection to Little Thing? Why is Fee Sky Point? What the fuck does she know about the towers and the cult? I mean, I think there's a reason we were put together, and there's a reason we're still together, and she may know some larger organizational things that our recent diversions with the Raven Queen may help us refocus, So before we jump headlong into Sky Point, I'd like to know at least whatever the hell's actually going on. So, no, I think it's good. We opposed to United Front, and I think that, you know, we have each other's backs in a way, if that makes sense. I mean, who knows? I vacillate wildly between doing things that seem to please the family and doing things that seem to enrage them, and I honestly don't know where I stand at the moment. So,
Where should we put this meeting? Library?
yeah.
It's got the only tables and chairs I can think of that are still intact.
Right. Well, I mean, I think there's like half a table in the eating area, but I don't know, you know, there's a certain amount of me that wants to present a certain mise-en-scene with this whole thing, and I think the library is probably best. So,
All right.
I don't know. I may go check on Taz, and if you think of anything before the morning, just give a list to my dad, and then we'll get him the fuck out of here. But I'm not reaching out to Tiamat until he's well away from all of this.
Gotcha. All right. I'll be in the smithy. I'm trying to clean that up right now.
Sure.
Oh. Never mind. I'll write it down.
Yeah.
So you're going to head over to the smithy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes to the smithy.
Yep. I got you there.
Thank you.
Yeah, just leaving you, Fetter, in this kind of emptied cathedral with the stone statues. A little creepy there by yourself.
And take a big, heavy sigh, and I'm going to go looking for Taz.
Okay.
Just knock on the door.
Yep. Hello. Hi. Don't come in. Who?
Okay. Hi. Hello, it's me.
Oh, hi.
You good? We good?
1 second, and then you just hear like silence. But on the inside, I'm like,
By now they've talked long enough to where the smell has dissipated.
all right. I'll go over and open the door. Hi.
Hey, so man, working really hard, huh?
Yeah.
I didn't want to disturb you, and
I mean, sometimes we just need. I need to focus.
listen, you get in the zone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I appreciate it. Everything okay?
Yeah. Totally fine. Had a little like internal
Sure.
thing that was going on, but solved it.
Fetter, you do notice that with your high perception that the sword is on the floor and kicked off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
So good there, but been just kind of trying to solve all this. I don't think I'm gonna do it though. We're missing too many. Like there always has to be a connection on the other side,
Sure.
and we just don't have the symbols there. Like I might be able to get Tross to work out because I still have that, but
Right.
anywhere else, like we just don't have that extra piece.
So here's what I think, though. Because TMX's instructions were that she wanted to scry on a point to come here, to kind of focus her own teleportation. So I feel we give her this statue in the courtyard, right? It's nice, big, hard to miss, fairly unique. She can come here, and perhaps she can imbue one or two of these with, you know what I mean? Like perhaps listen, the family has a laundry list of egress and ingress points around various planes, so I'm sure that a safe house in Sky Point or Trost or Edgewater or any number of places, I'm sure, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of these, I'm sure if we wanted to, designate 1 or 2, she may be, she's not really the arcane sort, but perhaps she can, open up a channel here.
Well, I mean, we've got Trust covered.
Sure. I just want to make sure that we could come back here. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's beneficial.
Right. Well, I talked to everybody else, and I'm not worried about you at all, obviously, but I did kind of mention that, I really don't want any mention of my dad.
Lips are sealed.
Yeah. And, if there's anything that you want, supplies or anything for my dad, he's leaving in the morning, so, we're just putting a list together, so.
Did we get anything or put it on the list to, outfit the bedrooms and everything like that? Because all the furniture was destroyed, and while, we have some furs that we can throw down, it's better.
nice linens, decent pillows. You know, I can't imagine this far south what he'll be able to come up with, but yeah. We'll see what he can come up with. But if he goes to the Verge Day, it might be fairly austere, but perhaps he can go a bit farther afield and get us something. But hey, so, since I've been kind of a little weirdo lately, and I apologize, and I appreciate you rolling with the punches.
We all get a little weirdo around our family, right?
Yeah. What do you say we, I don't know, sleeping on one bedroom tonight?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I might have to, and I just kind of like thumb over my shoulder, deal with that first towards the sword.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm all for people watching, but maybe not Kaz?
Well, he's thinking on things. Maybe slightly. If sentient swords sleep, that would be what he's doing, I guess, right now.
Perfect time to get weird.
Yeah, but can't just leave it laying out here.
Probably a bad idea.
Especially if
Flotsam or Sunny picked it up, it would be...
Or even, like, I can lock the door and make sure that they don't come in because they're pretty good about following directions. But your aunt, like, that...
No, we gotta figure out what to do. Maybe the treasure room, maybe... Or unless you have some sort of extra dimensional...
Well, I mean, we can put it in the bag holding. Like, that'll take care of it right away. But...
Oh, and I told Yewsiff I want to make this guarantee to you as well. Just so that nothing is unspoken at this point. You know, my business with my family is unfortunately all of our business, and but I just want you to know that I know things are very complicated, and we all have our secrets and things that we like best not shared without our foreknowledge, and that I'm not planning on revealing anything about you or Skypoint or anything, and unless it without your foreknowledge. I told Yewsiff I think we should all meet with DMX together. I think that obviously the bond between the three of us has something to do with this whole mess, and so yeah, I just want you to know, because I know there's things that you don't necessarily want to be common knowledge. I mean, obviously I feel like a little bit of the mention of the Raven Queen and Eldath and everything that just happened is kind of part and parcel, but as far as how deep your relationship with the Raven Queen goes, or what awaits in Skypoint for you or us, I'm going to leave that to you to kind of share or not share as you seem fit. And who knows, there's a great possibility that TMX already sussed the connection between you and Little Thing, but I'm not going to make any assumptions or take anything for granted at this point.
Sounds good. When we are eventually Skypoint eventually, we will most likely have to have a conversation.
No.
Yeah. But that's not here nor there currently. Let's figure out the sword and and then this meeting, and
I mean everything. Like, that's one of those where, like, we need to talk. It's like, sorry, I'm a little neurotic, and I was being not neurotic, and then that kind of has made me a little
neurotic,
re-neurotic,
yeah.
And I was trying to come down and figuring we could just, like, chew on each other for a bit and go to bed. But
we can absolutely chew on each other for a little bit.
For the record, very much looking forward to that. But I do, like, this is not like a talk, like a capital. Is it like a talk? Are we good? Is there things?
No, we're fine.
We're good?
We're fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't
worry. Okay.
I know, like, we haven't, like, put labels on anything, and, like, I'm fairly open-minded about all of this, and, like, I don't really have any, like, you know, this is great. Like,
I just reach out and put my hand on her shoulder. Fetter.
Yeah.
Fetter. It's okay.
I don't really date, you know. This is not like a thing
I get it. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to have a talk about, like, things that went down with me and my past with Skypoint.
Yes.
Has nothing to do with you.
Wonderful.
It's fine, totally fine. But there might be some things that are beneficial for you in particular to know.
Okay.
About who we may encounter.
Sounds good. Yes. Got it. Copy that. Yes. Understood. Okay. Overstood. Great. Well, sort your business, and then I'm going to do some stuff to you, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Fuck. And I just like flusteredly like walk out of the.
Nice.
We both have like, he has an audible fuck, and I have a moment where I'm turning around and going, fuck. And then I will actually take the raven, the cloak that it was originally wrapped in, out of the bag of holding, rewrap it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then we're, because the bedroom's pretty much empty because all the furniture. So yeah, I'm just gonna rewrap it and kind of like open up the bag and hold it up and just be like, have a nice trip, and put it in
If you had been connected to it, it'd been like, no, I don't want to be grabbed by the bagman.
I feel like that's something that I just inherently know is probably what it's thinking, and I take some glee out of that, because this is just another step of like, remember, next time we talk, like, don't take the stench off the table. That's gonna, like, we'll just rinse and repeat.
Oh, you think it's set each time?
No, I don't. I know it's not, but like, that's one of those where it's kind of like, just erase it. Don't even have it as an option.
As you did wrap it up in the Raven Queen's cloak, you still felt a draw to it. So even though the connection is severed, the temptation is still there.
Yeah.
And it's not like an invasive temptation. It's just like you did feel that invasive thing in your mind was a sense of power as well. There was a strength in there that was kind of nice, whether you recognize it or not. So to have it disappear and be gone, there is a vulnerability that just briefly after it disappears from your line of sight, it goes in the bag, that you feel before you're back to normal. Just a quick thought of just like,
no, it will most likely happen again. That door is not forever closed. There is a strategic advantage to that I am very aware of. But for right now, it's very much like, no, I'm the dominant in this relationship. So
all right,
think on it before I go and like get Fetter for fun times. I am going to do my scry, because I have not done that since we got back.
Gotcha. Okay. And let's see. Hold on. Don't know why I roll. You first attempt to scry Cheshire, and like before,
Nothing.
Not even a connection. You sense that he is not on this plane.
Son of a bitch.
And that it's been more of a prolonged absence. But that doesn't mean bad things. It just probably means bad things. Whatever he does is bad. It's like he's a jerk. Jerk things happen probably. Who knows?
He's probably. I bet you he's back down in the hells. I bet you. Who knows? But
it could be in the hells, or it could be,
trying to find me for whatever fucking reason he's doing that.
But yeah, he is pieced off the MP for a little bit of time, so that connection doesn't go through. And let's see, given the time it is, it's pretty late in the evening. You do see little thing asleep in the bed that's been set up for him. Well, no, he's in Fee's bed. She's asleep. They're both asleep, weirdly enough. Odd for Fee, as Fetter can attest. She's not really a sleeper, but they're both knocked out. They're snoring away. She's still distant. There's at least a person in there between her and him. She's not that close to him, but he's got blankets bunched up and a pillow bunched up and looks pretty serene. And it's pretty uneventful. But they're getting a good night's sleep. Him as usual and her for once.
Okay. Sounds good.
And that's where your vision ends.
All right, and then I will pack that away and go find me some Fetter boy.
All right.
Just Mass Effect romance scene number 3.
Yeah.
Fire in the background. Probably more like The Witcher, but you all use your imagination. Insert your favorite one there.
And while that's all happening...
Maybe we investigate the hot spring.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yes. So that just leaves Yewsiff. Anything else you want to do for the rest of the evening, / into the morning, sleep, any other elements before we move on? Then we shall. Because currently you're in the... As the whole conversation was happening and all that, you've been in the the forge, and at one point even Flotsam came to you just to give you an update of just things that need work in the Fallhold. So, whether you asked him or not, he's just eager to give that information.
I can't remember if we've had this conversation or not, but can he read Dwarven? Can he read that book?
No.
Yeah, I don't think you could because you asked that question when the dwarves were on the train too.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is trying to learn Elven, which I don't know if we've ever investigated Taslinn seeing him do that.
Yeah, if
I don't know if we ever
think of him as
Either.
one of those like translator apps that needs to download the correct pack for translation.
Right, yeah.
And it's newly installed, so there's no you haven't done the in-app purchase yet for Dwarven,
Got it.
so to speak. But he does give you an update of what's going on with the Fallhold, and he mentions that the West Ballista, like we established before, is in good condition, usable. The East one needs repair, and that'll take some time. The local bath within the Fallhold needs cleaning out before use, and the 4 wings need cleaning and furnishing, and the mess hall kitchen needs furnishing and stocking. Those are just the basics in his status as he scoped the place.
Didn't I repair the East one?
We never got to that point. You mentioned that you were going to attempt to.
That's right. Okay, so yeah, I'd probably if he brings that up, I'd probably be like, yeah, no, that's right. I remember I needed to fix the bindings for the bow itself, I think, and the. I'm not doing anything else right now, so I might as well do that. So he'll walk up, maybe with Flotsam, and be like, so I know this is wrong and this is wrong. These need to be fixed. So he'll try and deconstruct the pieces that are there, take them back, and if they're repairable, repair them, or just try and forge new ones. But because I think the last thing I did was I lit the furnace in here just so it could burn out the like get the heat running through it to kind of blast through the channels or whatever it is that moves the.
And that seems to be in good condition as well. So then, as far as just repair attempts on this thing, how long do you think you're going to take on it? Because with the system I'm giving you for repairing stuff and building stuff and smithing stuff, there is tiers. There's quick, 2 hours with a disadvantage element. There's 4 hours with no disadvantage, but not a lot. And then the full 8 hours, which is probably the most productive, assuming you roll well on it.
I'd probably see where I could get just with the rest of the day, or if I started out and be like, yeah, I can finish this tomorrow, then maybe go at it from the advantage point of view. I'm not trying to do it quickly. Like, I want to make sure it's...
Yeah. So you could probably get a 4 hour one in before you would need to go to sleep.
Okay. Let's see here. So I'm assuming, because I only had blacksmithing, or I only had glass blowing tools, but I'm assuming that this is like this forge is stocked with blacksmithing tools, right?
Yeah. They're fine.
So,
if anything, they're age worn. So if anything goes wrong, that might go really wrong, but nothing.
Okay.
So something to keep in mind. So then with one attempt, yeah, you would just.
So I use my proficiency bonus, and what do we use for? Is it strength?
So it'd be your identified ability modifier and proficiency. So proficiency and the ability is strength. So I think it ends up being like 6.
Yeah. So
plus
it's my strength score plus my proficiency bonus.
Yep.
Okay. It's a 10 total.
A 10? All right, you get some nominal progress on it. You get about 1/4 of the way through the process of fixing it, getting the pieces together. I'm gonna make a little mark here. So essentially, yeah, you within that 4 hour span of time, you make about 1/4 of the progress and fixing it. It's old. That's working against you. So it's a slow go, and you realize you're gonna have to take some time on it. But you're about 1/4 done repairing it.
Okay. So you want to say there were 4 pieces that needed to be repaired, and I've done one of them?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It may not be as clean as that, but that's just the easiest way to express it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So you're hard at work on that, and that ends your time before you need to sleep. So then if you want to skip that, you can do anything else, or end for the night, and then we'll move to the morning.
Where's everyone sleeping? We all took individual towers, yeah?
Yeah.
So the closest for Taslinn and Fetter, the closest place for them to sleep is either in the arcane room with all the sigils, or the top wing, the top east wing.
No, we go up into where you have the access.
Northeast wing's Taslinn.
Yeah.
She called that. I thought I was, because we picked kind of our respective areas. I picked...
Because you were directly
I'm
south.
southeast.
Yeah.
Just to be on the same side, but also to kind of be above the treasure room and the, like, dining hall parts of it.
Right. I can't remember if I took the...
You took...
The forge side.
You
Yeah.
took the forge side.
Okay.
Because I was like, John, this is very clear how you have divided this to fit all of us.
Yes, the first custom map ever made by yours truly. Yes.
Because Lesa was northwest was designed for Lesa with the training ground.
The training ground, yes.
And the temple.
The temple, yeah. So essentially, I guess rune side for Taslinn, mess or meal side for Fetter, just coming up with shortcut terms, and then forge side for Yewsiff.
What I would like to say, one of the benefits for not having to sleep anymore is I will periodically wake up better for extra fun times.
And I'd be like, just roll back over.
You will have. You should probably roll a percentile just to see if you do get your long rest.
Oh, how dare you, John. 76.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Trombones.
And the big parade. Yeah.
I mean, it's refreshing in several ways, right?
Yeah.
Replenishment.
Flotsam sees me down in the kitchen at like 4 a.m, just like chugging orange juice, just being like
Eating
"No, it's-
oysters.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. We're good. Just
We haven't in months, guys.
it's
true.
Well,
It's
more
been
like
a
weeks.
week. Yeah, it's been like 1 10-day.
I mean,
But-
you have that NRE, so it feels like it's been months, right?
Yeah.
So then last thing before the night's over, if you have anything else, otherwise we'll move on.
Yeah, no, that's gonna probably be it. He'll go to his room and see that there's really no usable furniture in there, and kind of unroll his bed pack and
Okay.
lay on the ground.
Yeah, and the night is pretty uneventful. Nothing happens. It's unusually quiet. It's that you're sleeping in a new place feel. Mm-hmm. So you like no one would get a full like. You still get the long rest, the benefits of the long rest, but it's that fitful. This is a hotel we're sleeping at. I'm gonna wake up 10 times in the middle of the night, just be like, okay, where am I? Okay, that's
We're
what
the only ones in the hotel.
Yeah.
Feel like we're gonna get murdered.
Yeah, and the place doesn't feel
I totally
that secure.
get that
God.
energy.
Yeah, the place.
Side story, we were in Iceland for our honeymoon, and we get to this one hotel that's in this random ass town, very small. Everything's closed down except for this hotel. There's
It looked
one
like
person.
a Kubrick film. It looked like we were in
He felt like we were in The Shining because we were the only people that were there. And to the point where we get into this room and there's split beds that we can't put together, and we're like, can we change rooms? And they're like, yeah, sure, whatever, and just like changed rooms. But like you could hear everything. So as people were walking around, as the person was like walking around closing doors, like you could hear it, and he was like, we're gonna get murdered.
Yeah,
I had 3 escape paths out of that room.
Yeah.
but at least everyone will hear it.
That's true.
Problem was everyone was the two of us and the person trying to kill us.
Oh yeah,
So-
okay. There you go. So you almost died, and we almost had to stop this thing.
Oh my God. It would just be me and John
Yeah.
doing all the voices.
Yeah,
Crying the whole time.
Taslinn, I'm stinky. I'm a stinky tiefling.
They're dead. They're dead.
Yes, that's how
turned into a-
Taslin's always going to be remembered as a stinky tiefling. Thanks.
True crime podcast about trying to solve the murder of our two
God.
friends.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a nightmare.
So then the night goes by, eventful for some and uneventful for others.
Yeah.
And
I'm closest to the privy, so that's nice.
Well, there you go.
Short walk.
But no, I think that
That's a bath, not a privy.
No,
There's a little
that-
hole. There's a little.
that is
There's
a
a
privy.
hole. There's holes.
Yep. Nope. Yep.
Some tight like.
and I think the morning's pretty quick too, John. Just to force Taslinn to get to Sky Point.
Well, yeah.
No,
all
I
this.
think it's just.
I know you
wander
mentioned
down there.
Wow.
I'll get a list together from everybody, and we can send that to you. And
For sure.
Johnny's like, enough of my backstory.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
well, no, we
let-
got it. There's a giant hurdle ahead that's come barreling at us, and at this point, I'm like, yeah, Dad,
Let's
get the
just
fuck
go.
out of here, so I can.
So then what you do, you end up meeting with Drago. It's
Yeah.
pretty quick because it's straight to business.
Yeah.
And he gives you 3 options to choose from
Right.
For routes, and the closest one is the Vrochte direct route, which takes about 2 days, like about 62 hours.
Right.
Not including this, like how long it takes to grab supplies, just to trip to and back.
Yeah.
And then there's the let me pull up something for you guys so you can actually see it.
Oh, by the way, just for your note, John, in between, as my like off, to be able to rest without sleeping, I have to have like chill activity. In between having the chill replenishing activity of nibbling on Fetter, there I was doing more work on the tarot cards.
Okay, that is totally doable.
So I probably would have finished the 2 out of the 5 that I was doing that I needed to do still.
That sounds about right.
We're not leaving right away, right? We have a couple.
No, I
days
mean
here
we've
still.
got to like.
I'm gonna drag my feet as much as I possibly can, so we are not moving right away.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
what's the just above table? I think that so we get my dad out of here. I want to give him like almost a full day. Like, if anything, I would say we should contact TMEC and then plan on her kind of coming that night. I at least want to give him like a 5 or 6 hour head start out of here. For the trail to get a little cold.
Maybe we just put a day in between it. Maybe he leaves and
then we
next
just a whole
we do
day.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that idea better. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. The next
Spend
day.
some time like shocking the communal baths so they're not green.
That's exactly what I'm doing. So, so I'm gonna memorize spells. I'm gonna
Good guess, good
go into
guess.
the bathroom and
Memorize spells. That's
like the
code.
actual bathroom.
Okay.
He does it while he's
And I'm
taking
going
a
to.
shit.
Yeah, I'm
thinking?
memorizing while I'm dumping,
His
and then I
iPad,
go into
yeah,
the
he's
bath,
got
the
his-
actual bathhouse
His
room.
LDAF pad. He's
Yeah,
just- He's like, man, today's Wordle was really fucking hard.
Oh my god,
Wardle.
I so want a picture of Yewsiff in the deep thinker pose, but on the toilet.
Jesus.
The deep thinker pose with hooves, like that's.
Yes.
KiloWhat. I know you're listening to this. Please don't. I know you're going to
Please
because
do.
I'm asking you not to, but
Please do.
anyway.
Those are artists.
It can just be line art. You don't need a color.
Okay, so he goes into the bathhouse and he's going to cast detect
Good and
poison.
evil. Sorry.
No, he's going to detect poison and disease
Okay.
to make sure that there's nothing in the water already.
Oh, that's probably that's a good idea.
And if there is, well, I guess we'll jump off that bridge when we come to it. But so for the duration, it's concentration up to 10 minutes. For the duration, and it's a 30-foot range of view. For the duration, you can sense the presence and location of poisonous creatures, and diseases within 30 feet of you. You can also identify the kind of poisonous creature, or disease in each case. There's no barrier, so that part doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, there's no creatures. It's just stagnant, bacteria-filled water. So like the at least the bath part, nothing poisonous, just not healthy. Not.
Is there? I'm assuming there's a drain of some sort to dump it out.
Yeah, you'd have to investigate because it's not. You don't see it on the surface around the perimeter. It might be within, kind of a little bit under the water, just as an aesthetic thing.
Okay, I will
Innovative.
take off my clothes and wade in and
Okay,
feel around with the hooves and
It's gross and
did
mossy
you really
and
need to take off your clothes? You're already Pooh Bear, so.
not Pooh Bear. I wear pants.
Where's my pants?
Silly bear. So yeah, I'll try and find wherever the drain is and
Yeah.
kick that so it.
So yeah, your spell
open.
reveals nothing like problematic. It's just not clean, not sanitary, just age and moss and plant. Nothing like there's no corpse flower hidden in there ready to grab you.
That's good.
God, wouldn't that be great? It's a great idea. Store for later. And yeah, it's pretty much under the surface top layer of like moss and seaweed and growth. You can see a little lever underneath, and you can switch it, and it drains out the water.
Okay. I'll grab a steel brush or something from the smithy and just kind of scrub the walls and give it a good clean.
So that'll take a bit of the morning, a bit of the morning.
Yeah, and then when that's done, how many third levels do I have? I have 2. So when that's done, I will cast create food and water.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So the way that works is the food is good for 24 hours. You create 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water on the ground or in containers within range, enough to sustain up to 15 humanoids or 5 steeds for 24 hours. The food is bland but nourishing and spoils if uneaten after 24 hours. The water is clean and doesn't go bad. So
nice. Okay.
I'll cast it once so that I can do like a rinse of everything I've scrubbed, drain it again, and then cast it a second time to...
It's a little D&D power wash.
Yeah.
We're
Cast
having
the second
some
time, too.
serious pool boy action happening.
Everybody calm down.
Pooh Bear the pool boy.
He's getting real sweaty down there, and he's like,
I'll
he's got
cast
like
it a second time for the day to
handkerchief
finish
wrapped around
rinsing
his
it,
head.
and then I will drain that.
Sonny's got tissues in her nose. Second nosebleed today. God.
Yeah. Just Sunny.
The second that I notice that this is happening, I'm like, I'm gonna go get Sunny. Hey, Sunny, come.
Yeah.
Like, just here. Here's a gift. Just stand here.
He's just like scrubbing like real, just like
Just
like
pure
real.
nosebleed, anime nosebleed just going on. At the glistening Pooh Bear pool boy going on.
Pooh Bear Pool Boy.
What the hell? Hang on. Let me see
sorry,
if
we
I
love
notice
you.
her. Let me see if I notice her.
Yeah.
I do not.
Oh,
I do not. So, so I do that. I'll probably wash the grime off of my own body with that second cast of it.
Bucket of water. Yeah.
And
just a
then,
big
just bucket
over
of
the
water
head.
myself, and then just and then let all that drain out and walk out of the clean, empty pool, glistening and moist.
Just, yeah,
to
oh,
find
yeah.
a towel.
moist.
Oh my.
Oh my god!
Moistly yours.
So then you do that. So that takes a majority of the morning, kind of when you were
Right.
doing breakfast and planning, and then meeting with Drago. But
what were the other choices?
the other one is the Densa trap, which is
Right.
if you go through that little channel, it's harder, so it's going to take a little longer, 78 hours.
Right.
And then the Kaisare's route is the longest,
Right.
120 hours, but that has the most stuff. That's going to be
No,
the
I
most
think we
haul.
send him to Kaisarias, and because that's to the west, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think we're gonna
Yep.
send him to Kaisarias, and then also I'm gonna mention because Mom was headed that way to go to Glenstone, right? Like theoretically.
Kaisare's was the Vangmar's Bane. Or
Yeah,
the Dragon's
Vangmar's Bane. Yeah, Dragon's Bane. So I'm gonna also mention that to him, so maybe he can put some word out, or leave an encrypted message at a tavern somewhere to maybe try to find Mom. But I'm like, but also I can't stress to you, we do need towels. Like, find Mom, I love her too, but I guarantee you she's fine. But like, we are actually gonna need like towels and like iron and some things for the forge.
Slam cut to Yewsiff drying off with a burlap sack.
Yeah, enough of this air drying.
But yeah, so I mean, like, just promise me, like,
Wait, can Sunny create wind?
just
Just like a
blowing
wind
up.
tunnel for drying?
Oh man, and then his legs just go and just like a wet dog. Just
I'll dry you with my body.
Oh boy.
guys, I'm gonna have the coolest D&D character. I'm gonna have these goat legs. I'm gonna be so cool. And no one's ever gonna pick on me about it.
So essentially, you've got like short, medium, and long in terms of route.
72 hours. Like, here's the thing, we're gonna be roughing it. Like for the next day or two, and then I think we're not even gonna be here.
Okay, so
So,
longer
like-
path would be good.
Yeah, I'm like, just take the longer path, get us decent shit.
Yeah.
Like, get us good stuff. And I was like, please promise. I'm like, Dad, please just promise me, like, if you get wind that Mom's run off and done something foolhardy, like, I mean, I guess you can send it back with another merchant, but I'd really rather just, like, finish this one thing for me, and then you can just chase her all over, okay? Like, do me one good solid, get your information, but, like, just come back before you go traipsing across the continents trying to find her. Do you promise?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well,
We got this thing going, and we need to get some sea legs on this.
okay.
This the Inferno will be at your beck and call for the time
Inferno. Hey, right on. Well, fucking don't get yourself keyholed or anything. And I just kind of like grab him by the side of the head and just kind of bump foreheads with him and be like, okay.
Aww.
Right. Now get the fuck out of here before someone from somewhere you don't want to know about shows up.
Say no more. And they get to work. They start. Their ship is ready to go. All the preparations have been made. The basic supplies have been traded back and forth between you guys. They are headed to Caesares. That route's going to take, what was it, like I said, 120 hours, 5 days roughly. And yeah, that's going to take a while. And then when that comes back, you'll have a furnished place. It'll cover everything, especially with the cost of what you guys have in the vault, which you have a lot, but it'll go faster than you think.
Sure.
And
Just looking at my notes, I really want to go back and get Bunky so we can put him in the treasury as a guard.
I don't even remember. Was
the
it
mimic.
Oh, sure.
Like,
Just put Bunky in the treasure. Oh, Bunky would be so happy in the
Right?
treasure room. Side quest. Taslinn, yeah, do not let Taslinn know you want to do anything other than go to Sky Point. Taslinn was like, you know what? We could
Yeah,
walk.
let's absolutely
we
go
could
get
walk
Bunky.
there. I see it now.
I would be like, yes, let's absolutely go get Bunky. We don't need an airship. Let's walk there.
Oh yeah. Take as long as you want before Sky Point.
Taslinn solved her stink problem, Yewsiff managed to get some good repair work done, and Fetter reconciled with his pops. A nice bit of calm before Fetter's aunt comes to call, if you ask me. And now I must part ways with you all. I'll be back. Let's be honest, I probably won't be back. Nothing against wine, except for that it sucks. I like something with a little more hops. Okay, I'm out. Something, Demon Dayz.
Good.
and John, if you
In this
want,
session.
pull down on those, or pull down on the center.
Yeah,
Yep.
just a.
Oh baby.
Yes, we likes to be in the dark.
All the way down.
Put us in the dark.
Check. Check 1, 2. Check. Check.
Okay. So
Dirty.
We talked twice. We talked once before we went, because I said, please don't hit on my dad.
yep.
And then I didn't go.
Yeah, and then you didn't go.
See, I don't like the sound of my voice. I don't like it. So the fact that I've had 2 people in the last week tell me that it's soothing, I'm just like,
Good,
what?
dude. No.
That moment when you're calming Fetter down is actually very soothing. As I was listening to it, I'm
yeah?
like, this is gentle. This is a gentle moment.
This is nice.
This is nice.
quiet. This is
I do remember like there was one time where I recorded an opening for the podcast. It was like the very last recording that I did for the opening when we were switching the openings.
You
Yeah.
went
like
to
who
listen to it
introduces.
and you fell asleep.
And no, it was just, I was like, I could like record, I could do like a sleep podcast, or
Yeah.
I could like record
Yeah.
like audiobooks, you know?
Yeah, sultry.
But I had to like turn on my therapist like voice when that happened. Ring. Who did told the dead?
Who told the dead on accident?
Get the fuck out of here! That's like the alley. That we call that the downtown hello. Is when we hear that in the alley. It's like, hey, shut the fuck up!
Hello.
Hey!
How sure are you that we're gonna get there? Do I need to pull up my Discord and have my notes at the ready?
I'm not 100% certain. I thought we were going to get to Sky Point last time.
Okay.
So I'm wrong. Like, I don't know. We'll see.
John's been trying to get us to Sky Point for like 30 episodes.
For a while.
For a couple of years.
For a while.
All right, let's jump into this. All right. Get my game face on.